I'm Tamra. I am a wilderness guide. I am an aunt of 16. I am an adoption advocate, and I'm a birth parent. After I placed for adoption, I had no idea of an adoption community. I'd never heard of such a thing. I'd never heard of an adoption advocate. And I kind of had no idea how this was going to play into my life from there. What role adoption was going to play in my life, how big, how little, what it would look like. I had no idea because I had never known anyone who had placed a child for adoption before. A couple years after placement, I moved west, and I found some other birth parents, and I found an adoption community. And I found some caseworkers who were like, we like your story. They started setting me up with speaking engagements, initially just at schools, and then ecclesiastical trainings or in congregations or with social work master students or whatever it be. And the opportunities started to compound. And it's interesting because it wasn't something that I was looking for, but I found I got addicted to it. This gave me purpose. It gave me a calling in life. It gave me meaning. It let me make more use. Let me give more meaning to my sacrifice. My sacrifice was already meaningful because of what it did for Justin and his family. But now I could spread the blessings around. I could help even more people because I knew what it meant to me, would have meant to me to have a mentor. I knew what it would have meant to me for someone to give me a heads up, someone to validate what I was going through, someone to just say, I know what that feels like, And one of my favorite things to do is to talk to adoptive applicants, people who are preparing to adopt, because I find that right in the gate, people are scared to death, especially in this day of open adoption, because for generations, the institution said that was unhealthy, And so I feel like a lot of our attitudes are still based on what those generations did and what those generations taught, and not the information that we now have. And so I love being a part of that education and putting people's minds at ease. Birth parents now, we have a face, we have a voice, we have names, we're represented. Where back in the day, it was just this mysterious creature, and she would go and hide because of shame, and and it was whatever kind of creature could abandon their own child, was kind of the assumption. So I feel like it's really important for adoptive applicants to see a birth parent humanized, and to hear our stories and to see, oh, this was not self-interest that motivated their decision, but the best interest of their child. This is kind of a cool girl. Like, this is someone who would easily fit into our circle. This is someone we'd want to be friends with. This is not someone who's scary or unstable. She's proven that she can put the best interest of the child first. She's proven that she can follow inspiration. She's proven maturity in this thing. Why would we fear her? And as a matter of fact, they see that birth parents generally really have the adoptive family's back. I would never let anyone speak ill of them, and the question people always ask is, oh, well, what if your son, comes to you one day and he's like, you're my real mom. I don't want to live with them. I want to live with you. And I would say, you better watch your mouth. Don't ever disrespect your parents to me. I have their back. I trust them completely. They are his parents, So I think hearing things like that puts the adoptive applicant at ease. They start to see how it really works. Even myself, because I placed in a time of closed adoption. So I've watched this evolution. And I remember the first open adoption that I watched, and I was even nervous. And then when I saw it, I was like, this makes so much sense. Why did we ever do anything different? I mean, it was just the most natural thing in the world. People think it's unnatural. To me now, thinking of closed adoption doesn't make any sense. To me, that seems so, how did we ever make sense of that system? I feel like it was a shame-based, secrecy-based, mystery-based, ignorance-driven institution, the way that we used to do things. And I feel like it had so many damages left in its wake. And I feel like a lot of people still have a bad taste in their mouth about adoption based on a lot of the hurt that was caused by the institution that adoption was. It's been wonderful to watch and be a part of that evolution, to be kind of a pioneer and to advocate open adoption, to be an educator about open adoption. I've spoken at conference. I've done keynote addresses. I've done a lot of media stuff. I've written articles. I've blogged. I've won awards even. I've served on boards for support and advocacy organizations. I've helped to facilitate crisis pregnancy groups, and on and on and on. Just any way that I can be involved in adoption, any way that I can give back, because I come from such a place of gratitude. This thing that I thought was going to break me has ended up to be the best thing in my life, the best thing I've ever been a part of. And I can't help but share it. I can't help but make it a part of what I am. There are a few things that define me: my family, my faith, and the title birth mom, and my place in the world of adoption. And it's always, this isn't something I will ever get over or move on from. I don't care to. It blesses my life every day. Why would I put it away? Why would I ever stop talking about it? It blesses me to share, and it blesses others when I share. And this will always be a part of my life, and it will always be one of my favorite parts of my life. I can't believe the blessings that continue to come into my life because of adoption, and the friends that I've made, and so many positive things.